Hello everybody, this is September and I am checking in from the Thunderwing server as well as the test server. This is going to be my final video for 4.0 prepping, and so what I would like to do is talk about things that I personally have not completely covered yet. Some of this information was in my previous video, but for the most part this is going to be new information that has just been confirmed, as well as some advice and some just general things. Okay, so what I'd like to cover in this video is preparing for 4.0. We're going to be talking about the food buffs as well as the spell books, just the buffs that are going away in 4.0. So if you haven't heard yet, the buffs that are going away include the spell book, the runes and dye, the jujube juice, the jujube wine, and the kingdom shadow. So those buffs are going to be removed, and it was actually today confirmed on the live stream. So I'm going to play a little clip for you here.
Okay, another one. So the food buffs, we talked about the food buffs a little while ago, and unfortunately there are some changes to that, or fortunately, depending on how you feel about the buff changes. One of those changes, or the change that I want to bring up, is all of those buffs are still going to be consumable. So some people, I'm sure, are like super excited about that. You know, hey, I have like 3,000 kingdoms and I'm going to use them all or sell them all, which is fantastic, right? Unfortunately, for some people, that means that the balance changes that were supposed to come with those buff alterations, they're not going to really feel the effect of that until all of those potions run out, all those buffs run out. So those are consumable.
Okay, so what you have seen, what we have seen happen from that live stream is if you pop over to, I don't have EU open right now, but if you look at the North America, you will see the prices of this stuff has went nuts. Yesterday you could buy these Kingdom Shadows for a little over 2 gold each. They are now at 8 gold plus, and I can tell you that they are selling. I sold one of the stacks that I had for 900 gold. 900 gold that I just paid 220 gold for. So you can make money selling now, or you can hold them and save them and use them after 4.0 comes out, because no one's going to be able to make those. So what you have now is all you're going to have unless you want to pay some of these crazy prices. That is the same for like these spell books. The spell books are way up. I do have a set listed because I bought these at like 160 gold for a whole stack. And if someone wants to give me 800 gold now for them, okay, I'll take it. So people are buying these, people are investing, and they're paying a lot of money. And you might say, well, hell, I've got a printer. I can make my own books. Or I've got an alchemy. I can make my own. Great, do it. Absolutely do it. But you should also know that the components, like the clubhead fungus, which is used in the Kingdom Shadow, has also skyrocketed. So the prices on these are pushing close to 70 silver a unit. And you can look at the volume. Look at the volume that has sold. In the last day and a half, we have sold more than the whole last 14 or 10 days prior put together. Okay, so what is going on is people are stocking up like crazy. If you're wondering what the hell these prices are all over the place, that is what is going on. People want to get as much of this stuff as they possibly can afford to before 4.0 because you can still use it. The next thing that I want to talk about is the treasure maps, and I'm here on the Thunderwing server, and I went over this stuff in the live stream today, but basically what is happening is the current treasure maps, the blue ones, are actually more valuable now. Like right now, these are good deals. Because what is happening is these can drop these actually have a 100% chance to drop the unidentified Gale Lunarite pouch, which can drop up to 2 of these tier 3 gems, which will be usable in the new Lunagems. You'll need 20 of these tier 3 gems for one new Tier 2 no-break Lunagem. And even right now, those prices are over more than they've ever been. These things, I've seen them as I've seen the lowest as 100 gold at one point. So people are buying these even around 45 and 50 gold each. So if you're used to doing treasure maps, the profit on these blue ones have never been higher. However, in 4.0, the treasure maps, as I discussed in my other video, the blue treasure maps are going to drop only the Tier 2 Lunarite, which you need 50 of to make a single one of these. So the value of the blue treasure maps are probably going to go down in 4.0. If you have the blue treasure maps, use them now. If you can find them for less than a gold each, I've been running them myself because it's just such a great deal. And then I sell, if I accidentally buy any of these ones that are in the west side because I'm newy, I don't want to go over there and run them, so I just relist them. That's why you see that I'm selling them. I'm not trying to corner the market or anything. If I get ones that aren't on the east side, like that one I won't buy. This one I will buy because it's on the Harani side. And that one is on the new east side, so I won't buy that one either. But if you get familiar with the coordinates, you'll know how they work. Okay, so also on the purple or the arcane treasure maps, I actually feel like you don't want to run these until 4.0. Because in 4.0, the drops are going to be a 50-50 chance. You're going to either get 2 of the Tier 2 Lunarites or 1 or 2 of the Tier 2 Lunarites, which will be the Fire, the Wave, or the Copper Glow Lunarites. So these are probably going to become more valuable. I would say probably around 50 to 60 gold is probably the end price in 4.0 for these. They may get a little higher, but yeah, these are probably accurately priced currently. If you want to look at the heroic treasure maps, I don't think that those are going to change. They do drop 2 from what I've seen, which is only 1 map. They do drop 2 of the Tier 2 Lunarite, which again is our Tier 3 Lunarite. And they also can drop the Book of Aurora, Black Pearls, Archeum Essences, as well as there's a small chance, like a 25% chance, that they'll drop the Ionad Armor or Weapon or Accessory Scroll. Okay, next up, I believe it was GamePro, and maybe Paradox Gaming. They've actually talked about this, but there's some mining changes that you guys need to be aware of. So basically what has happened is they have changed the mining so that the first node, instead of being an iron vein, is going to be a stone pile, which will drop exclusively raw stone. After that, there is a chance for it to go for Fortune or Fortuna. If it does, there's 1 or 2 paths that it can take. If it takes the path 1, which would be iron and stone, you'll get a bunch of iron and a little bit of stone, a little bit more stone, or it could go gem or better ore like copper, silver, gold, archeum, or gems. And then if it does that, it'll drop 1 to 3 of those types of ores. So what I actually foresee happening is I don't think iron prices are going to change. I believe stone prices are going to plummet. They're going to go down to probably half of what they are now because it's just going to be so much more common. Iron is probably not going to change because although you're not getting it on the first node, when it does drop from the Fortuna veins, it can drop 4 to 5 times as much. On top of that, the Fortuna veins are much more common. They are proccing more often. So I don't suspect iron will change that much. However, copper, silver, gold, archeum, I do see an increase in value coming to those. Maybe 25 to 40%, somewhere in there. And the reason I say that is because you got to think that right now the main source of those copper, silver, gold, and archeum is from the Fortuna veins. However, because there is basically two different loot tables now, it's only happening half the time. Half the time you're going to get the ones that produce the copper, the silver, the gold, whereas before you had 100% chance of it being one of those, you know. So I can see gems getting a little more expensive, which they're already starting to go up. And I can also see copper, silver. Silver in particular is going to go up because people are going to be wanting the silver to make the silver keys to open up the metallic crates. Copper, not so much, but, you know, copper can go up because of that as well. So you're going to see that. And then I've also heard that people feel like, no, the main source of this copper, the silver, and the gold is not from the mining, it is from the mining drills. Okay? Well, I do agree. You do get a lot of silver, copper, gold, and archeum when those do drop from those drills. However, I think it would be naive to think that there are not EU alts logging in to North America just to mine, and vice versa. You can tell that that is the case because when we had the DDoS on North America, the prices on all the ore and stone went up. That's because the people on EU just did not want to be bothered with trying to stay logged in and to burn their labor. And right now the reverse is happening. The North America players do not want to deal with the DDoS that is happening in the EU currently, so they're not logging in. I am one of them. I'm not logging in and burning my labor mining like I normally would. That causes your prices to go up. Okay, so the mining drills, they drop the same amount of stuff. Nothing has changed. If you have a upgraded thatch, same drops. If you get the Sharpwind mining drills from the daily mining vocation quest, that's the same drops. And if you buy the big drills, those are the same drops. Which leads me right into the next topic, which is where do you buy those mining drills? Because before you bought them for merit badges. Well, we did get an update in the marketplace, not the public test server client, but the marketplace was updated, and you'll find that the mining drills as well as the majestic trees are now available in the Gilda shop. They are priced basically exactly the same. Instead of 100 merit badges, they are 200 Gilda stars each. If you don't already know, your merit badges will convert from 1 merit badge to 2 Gilda stars. Same price. Also in the Gilda shop, you'll find the rumbling Archeum tree that has actually went down in price. I believe it was 60 merit badges. So it should be 120 Gilda, but it is only 100. There's other things that I want to talk about. The Battle Fay, that is basically the same price. Instead of 800 merit badges, it's 1600 Gilda. Same with the Axis Mundi. Your pajamas are in here as well. Then they actually combined the 8x8s, the 16s, the 24Xs, the 28Xs. Now when you buy these, you actually get one design, and I believe I have one in my bag. I do. And so when you go to open it is when you pick which item you want. So they kind of reduced a little bit of the clutter in the Gilda Star bag or shop, because now one design and then you get to pick which item you want. There is some other things in here that I do want to talk about. Let's go through it. The one thing that I do want to mention here is the thatched farmhouse price. Current 3.5, the thatched farmhouse is 50 Gilda stars. Now it is 300. That is a 6 times increase in price. That is crazy. So if you're wanting a thatched farmhouse, want to invest, you know, spend some of the Gilda stars, buy 3 or 4 of them or 10 of them, whatever you want. and then possibly these will be going up in value because it's taking way more Gilda stars. Other things like the stone mansions didn't increase in price. They're still 1,000. The spired chateau is still 3,000. Didn't change whatsoever. Breezy Bungalow 300. Tidal Bungalow 500. I don't know 100% what those old prices were. The oak and the cherry and the aspen tree houses are 800. Don't see much changes there. Let's keep going. The Comet Speedster, the Apex Squall, 1,500 Gilda stars each. The Tempered Coupe and the B200, or S200, I'm sorry, 2,000 Gilda stars each. The Cutter, the Lutsong Junk, the Merchant, the Fish Find, or the Fishing Boat, whatever that is, and the Speedboat, all 500 Gilda stars each. Clipper, still 50 Gilda. Let's see, there's the Ironclad for 1,000 Gilda. Here's a new addition. The Mad Steam Bike design is 1,000 Gilda stars. Currently, it's in the Vocation shop for 120,000 Vocation. I can't really tell you which one's a better deal. Chances are you have a lot of merit badges. If you have 500 merit badges extra, you could get the Steam Bike design if you want to go for that. And then this other stuff is all the old same stuff, the instruments, the pets, and the plushies. Nothing really great there. There is some changes to the gift coin. Actually, 2 additions. I believe the Bound Vocation is a new addition, as well as the Expertise Tonic. However, if you notice, this Expertise Tonic cost 4 gift coins. I almost feel like you would be better off getting 4 of the Labor Pots. You might end up with more XP, but I'd have to do math. But anyway, those are the 2 new additions there. And nothing new in the Golden Token. Nothing, we already talked about the Gilda. The Loyalty, there is a new Luna Stone for costumes. It's called the Kyprosa's Luna Stone. That is going to be 600 Loyalty. And it is bind on pickup. It gives you a 0.7% received healing buff, which will stack up to 7 times. So ultimately up to basically 5% extra healing if you decide to socket that. And I believe that was the only new addition here. Let's take a look at the Loyalty. I want to run through this real quick to see if there's anything new in here. Oh, yes. The Resplendent Weapon Temper as well as the Resplendent Armor Temper. If you watch my last videos, you will know that I talked about these in the Honor Shop. So instead of spending 50,000 Honor, you can spend 300 Loyalty and get them from the Loyalty Shop. These are not bound, so this is going to be a pretty good money maker if you have Loyalty to sell. And it looks like everything else is pretty much the same. There was an update to the marketplace on the PTS. I don't know if it's 100% yet pushed out to the live servers. They do try to put that out to the live servers on Friday. So by the time you see this video, you may have already found all this stuff, but I'm going to go through it. So once again, there's the Kyprosa's Luna Stone for the costumes. You can get a wrapped version if you want to sell it to other people for basically double the cost. Or, well, 600 Loyalty versus 1,250 credits. I think you'd want to go with the credit route. Loyalty is just not that common. And then there's a bunch of winter costumes that are returning. A lot of you have already seen these before. And I'm not going to go through all that stuff. If you'll see this, there's nothing really exciting to talk about. A lot of decoration stuff. Nothing that I'm going to consider that you must get. Nothing OP in there. It's just decoration stuff. Okay, the next thing that I want to talk about is the Lunagems salvaging. I myself invested a lot in Lunagems betting on the fact that we will be able to salvage them. However, I'm going to play another clip for you here from today's live stream.
Got a bunch of questions here, little questions. Can we salvage Lunagems? I did just put out a Lunagem article. Let's see if I can get that to you guys right now. I'll pull that up and then push it out to you guys. So, but as you guys know, if you've read the article, unfortunately, salvaging is not going to be something that the Lunagem system will have. The short answer is no, correct. The long answer is, unfortunately, even though we thought that was going to be part of our system, the differences between Korea and our build is basically that in Korea, the Korea build right now, Lunagems can be socketed they can be socketed or they can be salvaged. With our build, we're actually going to have it be socketable or unsocketable, but not salvageable.
Okay, so basically what has happened is the Lunagem salvaging is not going to be a thing initially in 4.0. That may happen later, but the existing Lunagems will not be able to be turned into raw materials, which is ultimately going to put more demand on the existing Lunarite that is in the system and the existing ways to get it. So that is kind of a big deal. So I would highly recommend it. I said it earlier in the video. Go out, do those treasure maps, the blue ones. I'm telling you guys that it's worth it. Do the dungeons, use your dailies, do those dungeons and get those Earth Lunarites. You'll thank me later. Okay, and the next thing that I want to talk about is Erenor bonus XP, as well as some of the new items that you can feed into your Erenor. This was actually posted on Omnom already. Mark just does a great job about finding this stuff. But if you look at his Erenor worksheet, you'll see that he already mentions that in 4.0, you can use the Aurora weapons and armor drops from those unidentified bags that you get. You can open those and use those armor pieces to feed Erenor. They are worth approximately the same amount as, let me find a tier here. It's about the artisan grade. That's about the grade. They're worth slightly less than this. It's more closer to like the tier 2 Hassela, but that's not something that people just know right off the hand. It's slightly less than the artisans, you know, if you look at that. You'll also be able to use the dungeon armors and weapons like from the KC and the BC or the Burnt Castle dungeons. And I have a post. I posted this in my Discord when I found it. I know this is hard to see. I'll see if in post I can zoom in a little bit. But what I have here is a unique Erenor belt. And inside I am putting 2 unique Aurorian belts. Those are worth exactly 80 XP points each. It's pretty pitiful, but I do see a use for this stuff, because if you think about it, the value of the Erenor drops for the green ones, I don't know, is like around 5 to 7 gold. And then you also got to remember that you buy, when you first make an Erenor, you have to level it through Grand. So you can use those green drops instead of buying the stuff from the vendor, and you'll actually get about double the XP. So that is going to be a better value if you can pick those up for like 7 or 8 gold each. Okay, moving on to the next topic. The Erenor bonus XP. Okay, so I have some Erenor stuff in my bag here, and hopefully it doesn't take too many times, but I'm going to go ahead and combine some of this to show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so basically what they're trying to show you in this bar is they show you, let's start over here. When you put one of these in here, it shows you the pink is the guaranteed XP, And then this is the potential bonus XP. Of course, you have to combine 2 at a time. So what you can see here is if I don't get bonus XP, the item is not going to level up. But if I do get bonus XP, it can actually go up a full grade and almost a complete 2 grades. So let's go ahead and do this. Okay, so that one didn't give me any extra. This is about a 25% chance from my observation, so it should take about 4 of these. Maybe I'll get it earlier. Nope, that one didn't go up. Let's try another one. Wow, that one didn't go up, so, I mean, mathematically, this one should go up, right? Math has been failing me today. Wow, shouldn't have said anything. All right, one more item here. There we go. Okay, so what has happened here is, as you notice, all these other items that I did, they stayed unique when I fed them too. So all these other items, they stayed unique, but because of the bonus XP, that was enough to push this item up a full grade. So instead of just getting whatever it was XP, I actually got an additional 57%, which is 7,418 XP. So that is going to save you a lot of money. Once again, it's about a 20 or 25% chance for that to happen. And also, I'm going to have to update my Erenor weapon upgrading cost tab to try to reflect the chance of this happening once I get some hard numbers. Okay, the last thing that I want to talk about is crate farming, specifically out in Aurora. So if you're out there doing the crate farming, if you're looking to get yourself some metallic crates, as far as I can tell, the drop rate on the metallic crates is exactly the same. So don't expect, at least in this build, don't expect an increased amount of those crates entering the world. Now in Aurora, you can find these honor gems. There's a vivid, a dimmed, and a faint. The vivid gives you 200 honor, the dimmed gives you 100, and the faint gives you 50. This is free honor for crate farming or just out there killing mobs. It doesn't cost you any labor. All you have to do is right click it and you look over here. I just got 200 honor. Just got another 100. Just got another 100, and of course the little one is 50, but you can see that it gives you those honors without burning any labor. Additionally, while you're out there, if you happen to be in the Aegis Isle or the Whale Song Harbor, you will find that the cursed armor fragments as well as those acid vessels appear to be dropping like a lot more. So normally out there in like an hour, I might find like 3. I found 8 in less than 1 hour. Yes, I am on the PTS and I have better gear. However, I don't have the same amount of loot buffs on the PTS as I would on live. Additionally, I was actually playing a class, not the Revenant, so I wasn't AoE farming. I was just single target farming. So I still got more cursed armor fragments. It could be observation error, but I'm pretty certain that you will find that the cursed armor fragments as well as the acid vessels from Aegis Isle are dropping much, much more frequently. Amen to that. Also on that topic, these are now required only 50 to make the cursed armor scrap or the acid vessel drop, whatever it's called, instead of 200. So you only need 50 of them to make the completed item, which then you can sell. However, if you're crafting the Impish Blessing Scrolls, it now takes 4 times the amount. So it still takes the same amount, They are dropping more, but they're easier to put into a tradable version. You don't have to save up 200 of them. You only have to save up 50. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I've got a lot of editing to do in this video. So what I would like to say is, once again, this is not the final build for PTS. That should be available maybe Saturday, but if not, Monday. And when that does happen, I will be streaming on Twitch. Also have some giveaways for that, like this costume that I'm currently wearing. Have some of those to give away. So look for me on Twitch. Make sure that you follow me on Twitch and Twitter to know when I'm going live. You can also join my Discord. Remember to like and subscribe here. And if you feel so inclined, you can support the efforts of videos like this simply by becoming a Patreon. So until next time, this is September saying, be well.